Yo, we are back with another episode of Run the Ropes Media Podcast. And yesterday we had NXT Halloween Havoc. And if this is your first time checking us out, you got your boy Break and you got my co-host chilling with Dylan. And NXT yesterday was good, bro. I feel like if anything, yesterday NXT was a door opening for a couple of call-ups. That's one thing I kind of peeped. I'm like, smelling a couple call-ups, one person in particular that I feel like should have been called up a minute ago, but now that Mello is starting to turn face over there on SmackDown, we might have a heel Trick Williams pop up. That's what I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? Not to jump too far into the main event of yesterday, but I hope that we got a couple call-ups following NXT Halloween Havoc, and especially with TNA and AAA being involved, they can always pull some of their top players to let another top player go up to the main roster. I feel like all three organizations are scratching to get to that top roster. Like, I don't think it's going to be a point where we don't see any TNA guys that actually do pop up on Monday Night Raw or actually potentially stay. Joe Hendry may be the first. Eventually, and again, y'all may haven't seen us for a little bit, but sometimes we like to run y'all from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. But at the end of the day, we gonna link right back up here. So I know I'm throwing darts at many things right now, but I just love the future of what we see with NXT, because looking at what NXT and Evolved and TNA and AAA has is basically setting up for some of these future superstars, man. But speaking of, let's start with the first match. We had the tag team match with Leon Slater, Javon Evans, Mr. Iguana, and who was the other bro? That's why I got to get used to a lot of the AAA guys. I know Mr. Iguana, and I know his tag team partner, who looks like old dude who used to be in TNA. You remember the dude who used to have the You know what I'm talking about, the dude with the skeleton like hoodie joint back in TNA. That's kind of who he remind me of. But who was Buddy yesterday?
La Parka.
Okay.
La Parka. Yeah. I mean, I think the incorporation so far from AAA, TNA, even, they've been on SmackDowns and stuff like that, as far as the main roster stuff goes. I think the partnership so far has been great. Real quick, you already kind of mentioned it about, the mismatch of certain talent on different shows. I think NXT right now is much more fresh than anything going on the main roster. And I think it specifically is because we have the incorporation of all different TNA stars coming over, all different AAA stars coming over. I think every single week you tune into NXT, you can see different styles. You can see other people going up against each other. It's not like kind of just confined to one brand. We get the same superstars wrestling each other every single week on the main roster. I think it's been fantastic. Halloween Havoc, I think, me personally, my opinion, I already said it to you. You thought the invasion was great, which I do think that storyline was great. I don't think it should have just culminated into one night. Show. I think that should have been a long, extended thing.
100% agree. 100% agree.
So I put Halloween Havoc as is it? I guess it's a PLE of the year. Go ahead.
But wait, and the only reason why I say it could potentially be more is because originally they were calling it the invasion, and then they called it Showdown. So maybe the true invasion hasn't happened yet, because I want to say they got something coming up like NXT Gold Rush, where they're gonna have guys from NXT. Like it's still the competition is still there, but it truly doesn't feel like an invasion. Maybe that's gonna build up to a bigger evasion storyline. Like maybe they just want to save that for something bigger, for like when it truly happened, and just have these showdowns like we've been happening now with a mix of AAA, TNA, and NXT, which is beautiful, because again, like prior to these guys doing the NXT stuff, bro, like we wasn't watching truth be told, we wasn't watching TNA like that. Or you know what I'm saying? Now these TNA guys are actually getting primetime spots on TV where these names can become bigger. And, I feel like it's something bigger down the pipelines. Like it's eventually WWE is definitely going to buy TNA out. And I feel like that's where we're going to see the true invasion. But as of right now, we seeing these showdowns, and again, they've definitely been refreshing and fun to watch.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, overall, okay, let me ask you this question real quick. If they were to incorporate some of the stuff from TNA and whatever onto the main roster, do you then think, though, that would take away some of the shine from the superstars who aren't even getting an opportunity right now on the main roster?
100%. Same thing with the Invasion. Like with the Invasion, you had ECW and WCW guys who were at that time bigger and more popular than some of the WWE, homegrown people. That's why we had people like Rob Van Dam, who's now a Hall of Famer, who came over from ECW. So I 100% agree. Like if TNA were to jump to the main roster right now, you will have guys like Alpha Academy, who we probably wouldn't see anymore. Or you got guys like, I mean, dang, bro, Monday Night Raw is pretty much the same spiel, Seth and Braun and Bronson not going nowhere, but a lot of those, mid-tier guys, a lot of the guys who pretty much hang around in catering, like, yeah, a lot of those spots will be taken. So that's why I think it's just going to gradually happen, because TNA got some heavy hitters too, but they letting them shine over there on NXT, which is smart. Get the WWE Universe, intrigued with these new characters, build them up, and then once these TNA guys go over, like, TNA right now doesn't have like an AJ Styles. You get what I'm saying? As far as just like that guy that can just instantly. But I feel like guys like Moose, if you bring back Dolph Ziggler, like some of these guys that TNA currently have, like if they were to just throw them right on the main roster, bro, they'll fit right in with some of these guys, bro. But also it does take away from, again, like your Alpha Academy, your Creed brothers, your, if you're on SmackDown, potentially your Damian Priest, your Aleister Black. So again, while they are letting things cook with TNA over there in NXT, eventually with the buyout, some of those big stars will definitely go to the main roster. But I smell that buyout, bro. That buyout is definitely happening. And I feel like it's just let's see how we can intermingle these guys in. Let's not move too fast. But some of them guys are definitely gonna hit that main roster.
I do think the buyout is eventually going to happen, but like we just mentioned, I personally think it's kind of good that they keep it separated right now.
Too. Yep,
I think it just gives more chances for fans as well to, like, okay, if I'm getting used to seeing Leon Slater, right? He's a TNA guy. Cool. Now I got to tune into TNA, so I got to watch Leon Slater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you're watching NXT, if you want to see Javon Evans, he's going to be on TNA this week. Cool. I got to tune in. So it gives, and let's be honest, it does help the wrestlers out as well. It gives them more chances to wrestle and be seen more on television. So I kind of like how it's separated, but I personally would like a huge Invasion storyline that would encapsulate the main roster and everything.
Yeah, and again, I think that's what they holding that Invasion title for like something bigger. Let's save it for something bigger.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So overall, I think that match was great. I mean, Mr. Iguana he's a big pop for the kids as well. Some of the stuff in the match specifically was a little awkward because it was like waiting for the freaking the iguana to do things. So it got a little clunky here and there. I think Javon Evans is a big star. I think he's just constantly getting better. And Leon Slater, like you said, I'm kind of new to him too, but so far I'm liking what I see.
Yeah.
Next, let's just talk about the tag team title match, because you do have new tag team champs once again. You got the Dark State defeating the Hardys. I kind of knew going into the Hardys winning those titles, it was going to be short-lived. It was kind of a great moment for them to, capture a WWE title again, but it was short-lived. And I personally can't see the Hardys continuing to do this after like 2 years. I give them 2 years, and I think they're retiring.
I was thinking like after next year, bro. It's like they have literally nothing else to prove. Like, or whenever.
And we saw it with the Dudleys too. The Dudleys are officially done.
They need to go into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, while they have this TNA NXT partnership, like, that's easy, setting them up first ballot. I think AJ Styles is also, and again, this is just me jumping, but I think we will see a decent amount of TNA guys going into the Hall of Fame. or TNA homegrown or left WWE, went to TNA, came back, went to TNA. You know, like I see, because truth be told, bro, like Matt Hardy got his greatest, character, broken Matt Hardy, from TNA. You know what I'm saying? Brother Nero is from TNA, so Kurt Angle is in TNA. So I just like how now WWE, like the Forbidden Wall, I really feel like has really been knocked down. Like saying AJ Styles and Bullet Club, or talking about the history of TNA and AJ Styles, or Booker T, he talking about his time in TNA. Like a lot of this would have been taboo under the Vince McMahon umbrella. Like no mentioning of any other companies or whatever the case may be. So it's just refreshing, to that these superstars aren't covering up, when they left the WWE, or when they came back, or when they went to TNA. It's like everything is just like mashing together, man. So nah, and like you said, I didn't see the Hardy Boys taking those sides. I just cannot get behind Dark State to save my life though, bro. Like
it's tough. Isn't it tough when it's tough with the big groups. 3, cool. Anything more than 3, it's hard to get invested, man. For some reason, it's because
Dylan,
especially. Go ahead.
Dylan. Somebody can walk in this room right now and say, I bet you every shoe in this room that you cannot name all 4 members of Dark State, and I could not name all 4 members, bro. I can't. And like they've been tag champions for a while. They've been doing their thing, bro. But like it's almost, you remember the team Retribution? It's almost like that team, bro. People just could not get behind them. I don't know if it's NXT. I don't know if it's the chemistry. I don't know if it's the group of guys, but like almost kind of like the YS6, when you just like they have no star power. So if they have no star power, it's hard. Like none of those guys are superstars. So it's hard to like, who's the leader of that group? You don't even have a leader, because we don't even know these cats. So like they beat the Hardy Boys. Cool. It was expected, but man, like NXT need help with their tag division. If anything, I hope that's where maybe like TNA or AAA come in and play, and just like give us like a legit solid tag team in NXT to really hold these belts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just say another wild thing just about big groups. I think that's kind of one of, well, now they're going in a different direction, but I do think that that's one of the Wyatt 6 problems. Yep. I think it just, certain things doesn't work, and even those guys were bigger stars than the people in Dark State.
100%.
So that's saying a lot for Dark State. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, y'all Dark State, y'all gonna be in the dark for a long state of time, because like until we can get familiar with, like, put some other gold on these guys or something, bro. But like again, I feel like that was the issue with the YS6. They had no star power. D-Generation X, they had star power. Evolution, star power. The Shield, star power. You separate or dissect those groups. At least 2 or 3 of them were, WWE champions at one point, or just in general, just had some kind of momentum as a singles competitor. But like these guys just ain't got it right now, and eventually they will. But I just feel like WWE should have did a better job at building these guys, other than just having some regular guys or some guys that we aren't 100% familiar with, attacking guys, and us expecting them to be like we've seen it before. We've seen the Shield do this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So come on, give us something different. Like these guys, not the Shield, but they are the NXT Tag Team Champions. So let's see what they do with that.
Last thing to note, the Hardys, man, still doing crazy bumps. Yeah. I have no idea how these guys in there, are they 50 yet?
Yeah, they got at least, bro.
Yeah,
bro. I've been watching the Hardy Boys since 1998, bro. So how long ago? That's dang near 30 years right there. So
bro, seeing them both hop off the ladders, going through tables, Jeff with the one spot going high off the ladder, and then having the guy move full force. Like, bro, how are these guys' bodies even holding up? I have no idea. Respect to the Hardys. Again, I think we got to start. A lot of these guys now. You know what I'm saying? Cena, AJ, the Hardy, like a lot of these guys that we grew up watching. We got to just take it in for what it is. And
we're wrestling before John Cena, dog.
I know.
They were wrestling before. I knew the Hardys about 8 years before John Cena popped on TV, bro. So
30+ year career. So
they've been doing some stuff too. Hardys is my favorite tag team of all time too. Just to throw that out there, man. I hope to meet them one day. So yeah,
enjoy it for what it is. But
mm-hmm.
real quick, maybe we kind of lump in two of these matches together just because I think it kind of ties in. So Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner Jr. again, you have another AAA guy coming in. Ethan Page retains the title. I think he is going to be the guy now. That is going to him and again, I'm going to lump in kind of three of these. I know it's kind of going to be weird to follow here, but it'll make sense. I think Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are going to be the guys now that are going to be carrying NXT.
Yeah.
And as you can tell from last night, Trick Williams, losing to Ricky Saints.
Yeah.
I think, like you said at the start of this, I think he's a guy immediately now heading into, after November, we're going to be, rolling into the Rumble slowly. I think you throw a guy like that in the Rumble to make his main roster debut, and then from there on, he just stays on the main roster. Don't be, sending him up and down here.
But what about Oba, though? Like, we haven't seen Oba since he lost, and I know some people are saying, like, he's going to be challenged. Here's my thing. If we watch
there could be a lot of guys be brought up soon, though, bro.
And Oba, like, if Oba doesn't pop up on NXT on Tuesday, I'm assuming that he's getting ready for the main roster. Because, again, we haven't seen him since he's lost the championship. He hasn't tried to go back. He didn't go for a rematch. So if he comes back, you know what I'm saying, asking for a rematch, then cool. Like, he's still going to be there for a little bit, maybe Trick. But I can't see them losing Trick and Oba at the same time. That's going to be a hard hit for them.
Yeah, and Oba, I mean, Oba is the youngest cat out of the bunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ricky Saints, you could say that, obviously him in NXT is the youngest, but I mean, the guy was in AEW. Like, he could be a main talent 100%, guy.
100%.
Obafemi is more, we still, fans got to get acclimated to him. I'm sure a lot of people who watch main roster stuff don't really know who Obafemi is, right now still, because I don't even know if he's made an appearance yet on the main roster for even in a backstage segment. So
he hasn't.
It's going to take us a little while to get used to him. Ethan Page, I know, obviously, he's been around
money,
for
bro.
so long.
Ethan is money, bro. Ethan is
he really
money,
is.
bro. He money, bro. That like it's certain people that left AEW, like what was like Lexis King, that's kind of like floating around in there, and then you got Shawn Spears, who won the NXT North American Championship, dropped it soon, and like they still dwindling their thumbs in it. But Ethan Page, bro, he was money. He was money. Ricky Saints was money. Those are two great pickups that WWE got from AEW. And you could tell that they were even home. Like, I followed them in AEW. Like, I followed Ricky Saints while he was in AEW as Ricky Starks. I followed Ethan Page. I was even on Ethan Page, like, as early as when Ethan Page used to be on Whatnot. I forget what he was selling. I think he was doing, like, cards or action figures. Like, I've been following Ethan Page for a minute, so to see him getting that shine in WWE, like, definitely well deserved, bro. So yeah, he definitely cooking over there in NXT. Great heel.
Great heel. Both of them too. They're both great on the mic. They're both good in ring, wrestlers too. Like, Ethan Page puts on great matches. I thought that was a great match. The Ricky Saints, Trick Williams match, that was another great match. But let's just kind of, turn away from them again. I think those two are going to be the flag bearers in NXT now.
Yeah.
See what happens with Trick, Oba, other guys. But, Royal Rumble season is going to be coming up soon. I have a feeling this is going to be a big class this year that's going to be, called up. So, going into the women's stuff. So, here we go with Blake Monroe finally getting a WWE title. What did you think about the match? Do you think the whole Zarya and Soul, that they had to just pivot and make her the champ, or do you think that this is something that was going to be in the works eventually anyway? I think it was probably a pivot if Soul is definitely hurt, but I think Blake Monroe is she was going to be a
they was going to give her, she was big in AEW, so I expected her to have some gold pretty soon. I'm not sure if Ruka is hurt. I honestly thought that she was. I mean, we've seen her and Zarya on the main roster, so they've been, intermingling with SmackDown and being on the main roster. So I was thinking that she was just dropping the title, so that way she can go ahead and go to the main roster. Could she be truly hurt? Possibly, but I guess we gotta wait and see. But you can definitely tell, like, they were trying to get her acclimated to that main roster, and she was putting on matches. You know what I'm saying?
With Charlotte and Alexa in there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
She was mingling with them like it wasn't nothing. So she's definitely ready. You know, so again, hopefully she's not injured, and hopefully it don't slow whatever they had planned going forward.
100%. I think this NXT was very important as well. Like I just previously mentioned, I got the guys. I think it applies the same thing for the women. I think this was kind of introducing us to the new, flag bearers for the brand, right? You're going to have the two main guy champs down there for a little while, and now I think you're going to have Blake Monroe go on a big run. And I also think that for the next one, Tatum Paxley, I think she's going to go on a decent run as well. I'm happy she won. Hopefully this means good things for JC Jane, though. I think she's ready to go up to the main roster.
Yeah.
She's been down at NXT for the longest out of any other women, even most of the guys. I just don't know what they do as far as the group, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's why she needs to go. She needs to go. This would be the perfect scenario. They have a talk, somebody attacks her, like while they in the ring, or they just turn on her. Like somebody else comes out, they get a new leader, and they kick JC out. Like that'll be the best. But like you said, man, she's been down there for a long time, and when she makes it to the main roster, I don't think she needs a group. Like I think JC needs to go on her. She's been in a group like her whole time in NXT.
Yep.
So having her go on her own. Mia Carter, like she can hang in there with him, bro. Like JC surprised me a lot, bro. Like when she won the NXT Women's Championship, I was just like, damn, why they give it to her? But like she legit like won that, then won a TNA first. Like she did some stuff. You know what I'm saying? She did some stuff, man. So I hope they don't bury her on the main roster.
She does things very well, just like, I was just talking about Ethan Page. She's also surprisingly pretty good on the mic as well.
She's
and I think it's a good asset for the women, right? Because there's not that many talkers as far as women that can do it on the main roster even. So I think that's a big valuable asset that she has. I think she has to be called up. I don't. They've done it, with Trick Williams. I don't know why they do continue to hold certain talent down in NXT for so long. She's been down there for what, 4 years now?
Yeah, at least.
Maybe longer. At least. I don't know what the point is if you do continue to keep her in NXT.
But on a positive note, bro, how many other people you can say that have kept the job in NXT for 4 years? Like most of the NXT people be gone. Like they the first one.
It's true.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, they definitely saw value in her, bro. Like,
but as far as just the wrestlers, main roster, more money, more exposure. So I'm sure she's itching to try to get up there by now. I think you know what I'm saying,
good, bro? I definitely feel like she would be good on the main roster.
100%. And then just as far as Tatum Paxley, I was happy she got the victory, bro. I was happy. She's also been down there,
bro. Like I really don't. Yeah, like I want to say she was doing stuff with Gigi Dolan before Gigi Dolan got released. Yeah, and that's it.
I like it as far as a 180 story arc, right? She kind of came in as kind of like this NPC type of character, right? Just your standard normal women's wrestler, and then she kind of turned the whole thing around with this, eerie type of
character,
character.
But you like characters though, bro. You like people with a good character development and story, bro. So that makes sense.
Yeah, so I was happy she got the W. Overall, from top to bottom, I think this is an important for NXT show. We're gonna have to see what a lot of these pieces end up doing. You know what I mean? Going from here. But what do you think overall out of 5? What would you give it?
Out of 5, bro. I'm gonna still have to give it like at least a 3 out of 5. Oh yeah. And the reason why, bro, again, the Dark State match, like I feel like they could have put on for a PLE. They could have put. I want to see more superstars. I want to see more TNA guys. I want to see someone like the TNA heavy hitters, like maybe Moose or Joe Hendry, or granted we see these guys, but just a tad bit more star power. It
is an NXT PLE though. You want to see those main star power, you got to watch TNA PLEs.
I know, bro, and maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on the grading, but I just feel like with the stacked people that they got, Like it could have. I mean, it was straight. It was straight. I want no Jordan Grays. You know, I just feel like they were missing some other heavy hitters. You know, that they could have put on the show, man. So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was still entertaining.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5, just simply because maybe I was caught in the feels a little bit, knowing kind of what's going to happen with some of the superstars, and then other people finally getting their shine. So I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, bro, again, good wrestling, right? There's just good wrestling down in NXT. So other than that, man, that was pretty much the show. Overall, it was a fantastic show. And guys, stay tuned for the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will try to do a little bit more content here. I know we neglected it for quite some time, but we're gonna try to iron out a schedule, maybe 2 videos per week. So just expect
squeeze some more content in for y'all.
100%. So other than that, man, you got your boy Dylan,
got your boy Break,
and we're out.
Peace.